Hey there, and welcome to the Girl Means Business podcast, the show that's all about helping photographers just like you build a thriving business without sacrificing your sanity. I'm your host, Kendra Swalls, a former teacher turned full-time photographer and marketing coach, here to fill your earbuds each week with practical tips, real-life stories, and a whole lot of encouragement. So if you're ready to dive in, let's get to it because this girl means business. Oh my gosh, we are halfway through 2025, and I don't know how this has happened. I don't know how we got here, to be honest with you. I feel like we just slowly crept into 2025, and now it's already June. So this episode, I want to do a little mid-year check-in for your business. So this is one where you might want to grab a notebook and a pen or something to take some notes with or something to jot things down with, because this is going to be a little bit of an interactive episode, because I really want you to take stock and evaluate what has been going on in your business so far and what can we improve on and what is already working really, really well. And if you're not able to, if you're driving or you're walking or doing whatever, that's fine. Listen to the episode and then come back and do this later on, do the activity later on, or re-listen to this episode and go through it with me here as we go through it together in this episode. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. And this is one of the things that I do usually at the end of every year. And then I've started trying to do it midway through the year. And honestly, this episode is me doing it midway through the year for my own business. But definitely twice a year is a great way to do this, because if you wait a full year and you only evaluate your business based on like your December stats and like where you're at the end of the year, a lot of times you'll find that you're kind of like, oh, I had that one goal and I totally forgot about it, or I was really gung-ho until March and then it kind of fell off and then I got busy doing other things. Whereas if you check in mid-year, you're able to really go like, oh yeah, I wanted to really focus on this one thing and I didn't do it in the first half, so I really want to push for it in the second half. It just gives you a little checkpoint so that you're not waiting until the very end of the year to see how you've done and then reassess. The more checkpoints you can give, whether it's quarterly, twice a year, or whenever you can, it's always good to do those little check-ins on your business. Not only to see what you can improve on, but it's also good to look back and go, what's actually worked really well. So here's the activity we're going to do. It's what I call keep, tweak, ditch. So you're going to create 2 columns with a section at the bottom that's like one full section. So kind of like make an upside down T on your paper. Or if you're just doing this on a notes app or a Word doc, then you're just going to have 3 sections. So keep, tweak, and ditch. Okay, so let's start with step 1. So in the first column, which is what we're going to call the keep column, I want you to reflect on what is actually working in your business. So I'm going to give you some questions to think about. And again, these can be things you just write the questions down. And then if you want to come back later and give yourself time to think about them, you're more than welcome to, because I know that sometimes doing this like on demand, you're like, oh, I don't know. Okay, the first question is, what is bringing in the most clients right now? Not what has in general overall in the last several years, but within the last 6 months, from January till now, what has brought you in the most clients? And if you aren't sure, this is your reminder to add in that question on your contact form. How did you find me? How did you hear about my business? Because that is really, really important data. If you know where your clients are coming from, then you know where to focus your efforts and energy on the most. So for me, the majority of my clients find me through Google. I rank very high on SEO. I've always that's been a priority in my business for me. And whether it's through that or really kind of tied in a close second is referrals. So for my answer to this question, I would probably say Google and referrals are my 2 biggest things. Now, knowing that, it allows me to go, okay, I don't need to focus on social media as much. Like if I still want to post time to time or share in my stories, that's fine. But that does not need to be my number 1 priority. What I need to be focusing on is keeping my SEO strong and keeping my referrals strong. So number 1, what is bringing in the most clients right now? Whatever your answer to that is, that's a keep. You need to be doing more of that thing. If you're not sure, you need to make sure you're adding that in so that the second half of the year, you're keeping track of how people are finding you. Okay, number 2, what marketing efforts feel easy or enjoyable? Okay, what are the things that you're doing in your business to market your business that you enjoy or that don't feel like they're just this huge chore you have to complete? So again, going back to the thing for me, I really enjoy blogging. So I'm doing more of that. I really enjoy email. I love writing emails, which sounds really dorky, but I do. I enjoy my emails. So that's easy. It's enjoyable for me. Those are things I want to do more of going forward because it's something that I enjoy. I'm not going to put on there create social media content because that does not bring me joy. I do not enjoy that. I want to do less of that, which we'll talk about going forward in a little bit. Number 3, what systems or workflows are saving you time? Okay, this is a big one. If you say nothing, then that is something you need to work on in the next half of this year. So what systems or workflows are saving you time? So an example of this might be, you have a really good client onboarding system inside of your CRM that helps you book clients quickly and easily. That's great. If that's working for you, put that down. Maybe you have a really great automated workflow system for following up with clients after a session or sending out galleries. Put that down. Whatever the system is or the workflow is, then, or maybe it's a system for editing. Maybe you have a really, really great system for after a session, how you upload, edit, and cull, all the things for your images and put them into galleries. If that's working for you, put it down here. And then the last question in this section, what type of clients or sessions have felt the most aligned? So have there been sessions in the last 6 months that you walked away from going, wow, that was amazing? If you have, put it down. Okay. And I want you to evaluate, what was it about those sessions? Is there something that they all have in common? Is it the type of session? Is it a location? Is it a type of client that you are working with? Try to find the commonality between those and focus on how can I get more of those, whether it's the clientele, the type of session, the location, whatever it might be. How can I get more of that in my future clients? So the answer to these 4 questions are the things that you're going to keep. These are the things you're going to double down on moving forward. Okay. So for example, if you're realizing like, hey, I really love doing studio sessions. I did a couple this last month and I really loved them. And I would love to do more studio sessions because I felt super energized. I loved that I didn't have to worry about these elements that I have no control over. So maybe going forward, you need to market more of those types of sessions. Or maybe you're saying like, hey, I realize that my Facebook group is where most of my clients are coming from. And so put more effort and energy into growing your Facebook group and nurturing the relationships in there. So whatever the answer to these 4 questions are, those are the things that are currently working for you in your business. So how can you incorporate more of that, or how can you build on that going forward so that you have more momentum and more things that are working for your business? Okay, now let's move into the second column. So this is where we're going to make some tweaks. This is the refine phase. Okay, so I have 3 questions for you here. The first one is, what part of your business feels inconsistent, or what parts feel inconsistent? So this might mean something like, well, I don't really have a great system in place for when clients inquire or potential clients inquire with me. I'm kind of just winging it each time and it feels a little chaotic. Okay, put that down. That's an area that you can make some little minor changes to, set up a workflow, and it can help you moving forward. So that could be one. It might be you don't have a great system for your post-session editing flow. You can build in a workflow for that. Maybe it's your content creation. Whatever it is that just feels inconsistent. Not that it feels hard, not that it feels like it's not working. It's just something that you feel like you're not doing well consistently after time. All right, number 2. What platforms are draining but are still bringing in some results? Okay, so this might mean like, okay, Instagram. Maybe Instagram, I'm like, I don't love it, but I do get some clients that find me on Instagram. So maybe I just need to tweak how I'm using the platform. Maybe I need to make it work for me as opposed to just trying to appease the algorithm. Or maybe again, the Facebook group, maybe it's like, okay, well, I have a Facebook group. It sometimes brings in clients when I'm active in it, but I haven't really been active in it consistently. Then that's a platform that maybe is still bringing in some results, but it's a little bit draining. So you find a new way of using it. And the last question in this section, what is taking too long in your business, or what is eating up the most time in your business? Is it content creation? Is it communication with clients? Is it your editing workflow? Like, what is taking up too much time that maybe you need to find a more efficient system for? So these are the things that are tweaks. These are not things that we're just going to completely throw out. We're just going to refine how we're using them or how they are helping us within our business. So that's the second column, is the tweak column. So now in these top two columns, so on either side of the little upside down T, you have your keep and you have your tweak. These are the areas that you need to focus most of your energy on moving forward in the second half of this year. So now the very bottom, okay, that bottom half where the top of the T, bottom of the T, whatever, cuts off the bottom of the page. These are the things we're going to release. These are the things where you're like, this is not working. And I don't know why I keep trying to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. That's the definition of insanity. And we're going to let that go. So here's how you can help figure out what it is that you need to ditch going into the rest of the year. Number one question, what is taking up time that is not getting you results? For me, a big one here is social media. Okay. I am not spending a ton of time on social media if I'm not getting any clients booking me from them. Now, I want to clarify something here, okay? Before we just start throwing the baby out with the bathwater. This is all to say that if you are doing something and you're not doing it consistently for a long enough period of time to see actual results, and you're just giving up too soon, that is not the same as putting in time, effort, and energy and not getting the results you want. So if you're saying, okay, I post on Instagram once every 3 months, and when I do, it's me selling something, and I have 50 followers on Instagram because I don't put a lot of time into finding new followers or getting new followers. So Instagram's not working for me. I'm going to ditch it. Okay, well, you haven't really given Instagram a try. But if you're someone who's like, okay, for 3 years, I've grown my Instagram account to 10,000 followers and I post on there 3 to 5 times a week and I'm doing all the right things. I am posting, content that is relatable and valuable and entertaining and inspiring. And I'm selling, in my posts consistently. I'm sharing my lead magnet. I'm doing all the things and I'm not getting a single booking from Instagram. Then it's okay to ditch it. Okay. So I want you to know the difference between I'm ditching this because I really put in the effort and it didn't work. And I'm ditching this because I put in 10% effort and I don't really care. So just make sure you're clarifying between those two things. Okay. Number 2, what marketing tactics do you hate doing? This is an easy one for me. It's just social media. I hate it. I hate everything about social media. And so I'm ditching it. I mean, I'm maybe a combination of ditching and tweaking, but for the most part, I've just said I'm not going to spend my time and energy there. So if there's a marketing tactic that you just dread doing, maybe you hate writing, you hate the idea of creating blogs, and you hate the idea of writing emails or social media captions, then ditch it. Or option B, outsource it. Okay. Ditching does not always mean that you don't do it ever again in your business. It could mean you are handing it off to someone else. And just as a reminder, AKA shameless plug, I do done for you content. So if you are someone who's like, I don't ever want to have to write a blog post or email again, I am the girl that can help you with that. I love writing. I love creating blog content. I love creating ideas for topics that are interesting and SEO worthy. and emails that are going to build lasting relationships and connections. So if that is something that is on your bottom list of things you hate doing, but you really feel like it could benefit your business and you want to hand it off to someone else, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me at kendra@girlmeansbusiness.com or just head to girlmeansbusiness.com. I will link down in the show notes, and you can find out more about how to take that off your plate and let someone who enjoys it do it for you in your business so that it's still working for your business, but you aren't the one having to do it yourself. All right. And then back to the bottom list. The third thing, what offers or clients are draining the life out of you? Is there something that you are offering that you are just like, this, it just drives me nuts. I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe it's a type of session. Maybe you're like, you know what? I really hate doing mini sessions because it's a lot of work for a lot of different clients and the value is not there and it's just they're not booking out and blah, 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 whatever the reasons are. Then stop doing them. Or maybe you're like, I've been offering this combo like newborn maternity cake smash session and I just am not loving the cake smash part, or the milestone part. It's just not what I want to do. And I don't enjoy the sessions. And every time someone books this, I dread that they've booked it. I try to convince them not to or whatever. Then get rid of it. It's okay. This is your business. This is the benefit of running your own business, is that you get to make the rules. So if there is something that is draining the life out of you and making you hate what you do and making you resent your decision to do this for a business, then change it and do something you enjoy more. And so ditch the things that are draining life out of you and use that time and that energy to add more of the things that are up in that top left column of the keep. The things that feel easy, the things that feel enjoyable, the things that feel like they are giving you life in your business. And then to wrap this up, the last thing I want you to do, and this is kind of a bonus optional thing you can do if you want to, is I want you to think about and picture, what does a business that is fun, profitable, easy, enjoyable, what does that look like to you? What does that look like in your ideal world? Map it out, line out, what does a day in the life look like of a business that you would be happy to be running right now? And I don't want this to be a super structured thing. I don't want you to sit down and be like A, B, C, D, bullet point, whatever. I want it to just be free flowing. You can even talk to text it if you want. I just want you to think out loud on your paper. Okay. Because what I want you to do after you're done is I want you to look at what your vision of a profitable, enjoyable business looks like. Align it with what's on the other side of the paper where you have your keep, tweak, and ditch. And I want you to see what lines up and what doesn't. Because if you're putting something onto your dream business page that you don't have applying to your keep or your tweak section, then you might need to make some changes. But either way, I want you to figure out a way to take this mid-year checkpoint and go, okay, how can I take the next 6 months to not only achieve the goals I set for myself, but to create a business that feels enjoyable, that is profitable, that is focused on the right things for me and what I enjoy and what I want to have in my business, the systems, the processes, the things like that. And then how can I make that work so that by this time next year, we're refining it even more, or you're in a completely different place where you're just like, gosh, yeah, I can't, it's so much better than it was. But if we just keep spinning our wheels and just keep pushing forward and we never stop and really look at what's working and what's not working, then we're just constantly in this process of churning and turning and turning, and we're never actually refining what's happening. And we just end up with this mess ball of a business. So I hope that whether you did this exercise with me or you're taking this and you're going to go do it on your own later on, no matter how you make this work for you, take the time to stop, reflect on your business, and focus on what are the things you're keeping, what are the things that you need to make some tweaks or changes to, and what are the things that you can ditch or outsource that's going to make your life a whole lot easier. All right, guys, here is to celebrating the next half of this year together. Thank you so much for being here for this episode, for this entire year. I am so excited to see where the rest of the year takes us. But for now, I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you back here next week, same time, same place.